Welcome back, MTG Joe here. Today we are going to be playing some Historic, trying to get to Mythic rank. We scrubbed out of the MIQ, we qualified, and then went 1 and 2. Some bad draws, some weird floods, and an opponent getting 4 discard spells in their opener to completely shred my hand. But we will continue on. So this is a list that I saw from Raf Levy. Tweaked it a bit. It's a Devotion Stompy list. So using your Nykthos, but using the power of Leyline of Abundance to make all your dorks tap for extra mana, to power out early like Lucranos Reborns that you can flip, Uvenwald Oddities that you can flip, the Gargs, like turn 3 Gargaroth, turn 3 Nissa, Ultimate Nissa, some value there. So I've tweaked up some of the cards, kind of playing around like different effects. I think I do want to do this. Just a little bit more chunk power. We got Primal Mites, Questing Beasts, some Planeswalkers, Shaper Sanctuary for the heavy removal matchups. I'm 3-1 with this. We'll see how it plays out on the ladder, if we can get our wins today as well with it. But just want a little bit of a palette change from Rakdos. We played it a lot this weekend. We had some good runs, but also ran a little awkward in that match. Let's play. So I'll have the MIQ run up, but we'll just do ladder to update the record. I really wanted to do well with this one. I really like Historic. So just not getting kind of the results you're looking for is discouraging at times. Well, we needed a mana. Oh my god, what are these hands today? Jesus. Return 2 cards. Alright, well. Weird hand, but not the worst way to draw out of it. I mean, for a multi-5 that we got Thoughtseized, Liliana seems really bad right now. I wouldn't play it. You end up running into, like, random decks that don't care about the discard. So, 2 Leylines versus Rakdos Dragons. We're gonna win on a multi-5 after getting Thoughtseized. So that's 8. I think we just attack in. See how they go blocks. I mean, we're gonna just solo with the biggest Elvish Mystic. Yeah. Did you scrub out, Ibor? Or did you, are you still playing? Was that your second loss or your first? That game 1, you drew, like, we were top decking like crazy, but you drew out of it a lot better. Cool. You don't need cards, you just need an Elvish Mystic. So this matchup, So this kills flyers, this makes reachers. Crawl Harpooner seems good. I'm probably going to take out the Paradise Druids, probably bring in some Shapers. I imagine that they bring in some like miscellaneous ways to punk me. Probably trim on a Nissa. Maybe just trim a ley line. Just do it like that. Still got all my dorks, but not the dorks on 2. Crawl Harpooner can deal with the flyers. Lots of incidental creatures with reach. What are these hands today? Oh my god. Okay, I gotta add an extra line to this deck. I don't know what's happening today. 2 games multi 5. And we draw like the one bad elf that doesn't actually ramp us. Sad times. Okay, just give me Poly K. No removal. Cool. And I Kiora. Kiora, untap. I'm 1 short. 4, 5, I can go Gargaroth next turn. I have no clue what's in the opponent's hand. Like 6 and 7 drop dragons. Sarkin! They just all line. Drakuseth, okay. Opponent woke up today, chose violence. Cool. 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 What's in the store? All right. Wedding themed. So, those just swinging by. We didn't do too hot in the qualifier. We tried. I forgot to add a land. Let's go. No fatal push on 1. I said no fatal push on 1. I gotta... Remind me, chat, I gotta add a land after this. Probably take Kiora. Let's 2, 4... If this was untapped, I could have Nissa'd, which would have, like, run away with the game. Go ambitious. Okay, so they went to get Shieldred. So one sec. So this taps for 2, 3. I untap. Okay, so let's see. I untap. That's 2. I think I could play both. So if I tap this, it's green. It's green. No. Do this. Do this.
My octopus for a walk. The ocean surges, life thrives.
So then I do this for 6. Then I get to draw a card. Cool. Sometimes you just gotta like math it out. It's weird with the ley line because you're getting incidental value. Because, like, now I don't care that I have shields. Like, I just threaten the overrun. I can also... that's a little annoying. So they're on the City Stalker version. Ambitious. So what are they going higher on? How much mana could I generate? That's just 6, so I'm 1 off. I could flip this. Seems pretty good. Another Nissa is nice.
One drop ripples and grows.
So I can just activate this for 2 life, which is probably better. They could kill it in response, but I feel like they would have killed my token. Alright, so they are playing Field of Ruin in their Rakdos deck. It is a tad ambitious. Do I just get rid of this? Get the 2 bodies and then threaten overrun. They only get a boost of 1. I also lose my enchantment. So it's worth noting there. I get no value from this. If I draw a forest, it's pretty good. So they are on Invoke, so I need to be mindful of that. You know, it is probably right to sack this instead. It gives me more bodies. We'll see. Expedient is lesser. Okay, so they are digging. Got Llanowar. think we just do this. Like, if they invoke here, then I just go with this other Nissa, but invoke doesn't do enough on its own. Behold the multiverse, this greed lord. What are they gonna get? Shieldred. It goes City Stalker. Gets rid of the Nissa in my hand. And the best creature here is Old Growth Troll. That's probably not enough. Greed Lord. Trying to cast... Okay, so I think we just push for lethal here. 1...
Unity brings peace to all.
I don't know who Old Growth Troll goes under. Cool. Nissa just solo carries. Alright, so this matchup, I want the Shaper's Sanctuary. I probably want the Ooze, maybe? Ooze is interesting. So they're playing kind of like a greed pile. Really trim on a Nissa while good in that game. I don't think we want to get rid of the Paradise Druids. I do. So they're on Invoke, which makes it a little tricky. I don't think we want Vivian Reed, but Monster's Advocate could be good. They have Death Touchers, which is like incidentally good against me. Could bring in... like Uvenwald Oddity kind of gets bricked by Shieldred. And also just gets hit by Push. Like, at least this can leave behind bodies. It does get chumped earlier, but I think we do that. They're likely going to have a lot of 1-for-1 removal. Like, I could Vivian, but they don't really have flyers. I don't think I want Primal Might. Let's just try it like this. Because if they weren't on Invoke, then the Planeswalkers are great. I think we still maybe play the Nissa. It's just too good. Cut down. Ah! One dark. I don't know. I need to add another land to this deck, and then it helps. We saw that game, like, we drew all our non-forests. We have 12 forests, and we somehow drew, like, everything but forests. Probably just keep. Don't know why they're bringing in, like, Inquisition. Tell me you're gonna take my Avacyn's Pilgrim. Alright, Brotherhood's war end me. Brotherhood's end me. Do it. Okay. Not getting ended. I would like to draw spells. Nissa would be a great top deck here. You can trade with Sheoldred. Tribute to the World Tree. Trade. Alright, Leyline would be good. Any 4-drop creature gets the chain going. I think I want a second tribute somewhere in the 75 as well. I think in this matchup the card's good. What do they have? Invoke. Chandra's Hope's Beacon.
No more watching. It's time to do something.
Three, 3.
Let's go out with a bang!
Probably dead here, because the thing is they find, like, Invoke Despair or something. I don't have an answer. Let's just go to the next game. They're gonna look at 5 cards. They have Invoke, they have Breach. They picked apart my hand. So if they are on the Chandra plan, I do think then I want Questing Beast. Trim on an Ooze. Since they're on that, maybe not Monsters Advocate. Do this on the play. No, I don't even care about Ooze. I'd rather the Shapers. It's just more density, which I think we need. I need to hit those. Like, we're not dead that turn, but we have 2 Llanowar Elves versus active Crucius and Chandra. Okay. So that taps for 4 mana. Versus 3 mana. So we actually can't cast Old Growth Troll. So it's probably the Gargs. The fact we have 3 of these versus 8 of the other elves. That's really good draw. Forsaken Crossroads. Look, what is this mana base? Alright. I am living off just this. So that's 6, 7. If I draw land, we just start pumping. Next turn I can flip this. Good game. What are you doing? Extinction event? Yeah. You don't gotta be a dick. I've also drawn 1 land, which is like humorous. Jesus. Like... I can't do anything, I draw one land. They have any other card other than Extinction Event, we like carry that, but opponent did nothing and had the one card. They'd probably play that as like a 1 or 2 of. We are going to play another forest. Do want access to another Tribute of the World tree, I think. Kind of run it like that. Against this Rakdos matchup, like how do we... Protection from black. Nah, there's no protection ones. You're a low land count deck in here, but we also had a mull every single game against the discard deck, 2 mulls to 5, a mull to 6 where we had 1 land and almost was able to keep it going. We'll keep this. Turn 2, we have a couple options. Depending on what they do. Okay. Enough Thoughtseize decks.
Why do I have krakens? I love to make a splash.
Okay, any of our payoff cards. Any of our payoff cards. See the truths. That is not a payoff card. Like, the thing is, any of our big creatures starts drawing us cards, even honestly Leyline. Instead, we're gonna... This is probably the Archfiend Adros deck. Or...
Let's get moving.
That works. So I can ultimate next turn if they don't have anything. They're like spinning their wheels. I should have waited, because I could have flipped that as well. Alright, it's fine. They're dead. Alright, so Shapers. Do we maybe want the Primal Mites, just to have an answer to Crucius? I don't know. Like, I think I kind of want to be linear. They're on See the Truths, that means they are playing something with the graveyard. So that might be an angle of attack we want to do. We could go and license Hearse. I think largely we gotta forget about this. Get rid of you. They're gonna have a lot of removal, so maybe trim a Polyk, trim 2 of you, trim 1 leyline, like 10 accelerants. Like Questing Beast, or play Vivian. Play Vivian. You know what, if they are Archfiend, this Vivian's better. Because I can shoot down their Archfiend. Let's try it like this. Not a great hand, but I can turn 2 Old Growth. Okay, well, if I draw nothing but lands, should we do a basic check? Oh, I guess that gets non-basics. I was thinking Field of Ruin, that was dumb. Twas dumb. I mean, I can play around Extinction Event here. Play the Ooze. The Ooze lets me start eating their graveyard. I think I just do this. I didn't want them to have like an incidental way with the Molten Impact damage to kill my Scavenging Goose. Especially with us flooding here, we're just going to want to keep playing Old Growths out. They've already used 2 Molten Impacts, so I can make a 4/4 by sacking this land here. As long as I can keep the 5 lands, then I can get a Nissa out. Soul Transfer is not a card you see often, but looks like they're just Grixis control with like See the Truths. They might be playing the okay, so with Lier, they have access to 1 mana. So eat my graveyard. Eat my graveyard. Just doing this now because they can have access to, like on upkeep, the effect. This lets me be a little bit bigger. I did tap that way. I don't have access to green. So they can double kill me now. I should have held off on Line of War. Yeah, this Lear is gonna solo me now. Maybe not. One, 4. Ah! They're gonna draw a bunch of cards now. They can see the truth from the graveyard, and they get to draw 3. That most likely finds them a removal spell. They didn't have instant speed. This gets me my devotion higher, so I can just try to like hit him with a big one. I think I just gotta rely on this layer of the Hydra. Haven't drawn a single Shaper Sanctuary. Now that we have a better idea what the opponent's on. Okay, what the fuck is it? Draw a card, each opponent deals up to... Okay, so... that doesn't work. And I only have 7, so I can't even activate. Ah! I needed to attack there. Seagate Restoration. The greed of this deck! Okay, so I did get access to Kiora here.
Dragons, leviathans, octopuses, serpents. Oh, I love them. Nature flows with vigor.
So... I can do this for... So I need 8. I have access to 12 mana, so X is 3. That only puts it to 4, which isn't enough. I think we just go all in with this one this turn. Or let's do this for 8. No, let's do this for 10. This forces the... Ah, they had the Fatal Push. They're slow rolling me. Oh, fuck is... I have no clue what I'm playing against. We're just dead. They're gonna flip Urbrask. They got enough. They're gonna just channel through. I can't push through the damage at this point. Okay, so we definitely want the Graveyard Hate. They're on Molten Impact. So that's probably better. Brawl Harpooner doesn't do much. The ley lines are fine. Not needed. Question, do we want Monsters Advocate? So they're not on the Archfiend line. So I think we do this. I mean, both these last two games, if we drew Shaper Sanctuary earlier, it would go a long way. It looks like they're playing a very single-targeted removal version of the deck. This entire hand is contingent. I don't think we could keep that. Okay, this one's better. I think we put Leyline back. I'm not going to play out Ooze into a removal spell here. This just makes any of my future plays better because now I can draw cards or just make bigger creatures. Missing a line there hurts. We have the Soul Transfer. Nicol Bolas, Dracarys God. I mean, I could just make 4/4 Reachers. Give me a land. One time, give me a land. Not asking for much, just a land. Thank you. So I could go Nissa and then start making 5/5s. Nissa comes in with 4 loyalty. I think we do this.
You want to fight? That's precious. I love making new friends.
That's pretty good because now that gives me 1 more land, so then Nissa's loyalty would be higher. Okay, so they do have Brotherhood's End. It's okay.
Not extinct.
Again, just keep drawing cards. We have Gargaroth for next turn. The fact that like this makes our elves decent attackers. Good sign. They could have flipped Bolas here and then it deals 10 damage to a creature. But like they have to kind of keep it back. Yeah, so they did have the impact, but they got to attack my Nissa this turn then. So they did hit Fable. I think we do this. It's understanding that they could flip Bolus here. So that would kill my Gargaroth. Like, the worst case is if they have the 8th land and the Revolt Enabler. They could put target creature from... Creature or Planeswalker. Okay, that's pretty good. That was worst case. That was definitely worst case. Luxac!
I always have an answer.
I have no answers to these. Because Bolus can just keep eating my stuff. Ah! And they're gonna escape it and then get me. We're not having luck with this one. Multi Oblivion. We haven't found a single Shaper. Does that do it? So I have to do 7 for the overrun. The overrun here gives plus 4/4. So that's 10, 19. Not quite enough. I can plus, but it doesn't do it. I think we just gotta go for it. We had like one more land. They probably have removal, but I can't even attack in with one of these. Ah, I'm just dead. I'm just dead. I have no... They have Edict. Ah! Oops. Let's go back to